Ian, welcome back with RaithTV after what's been a dominant derby victory here in the Scottish Cup. Talk us through the kind of overriding emotions first in terms of what you've seen from your team.
Delighted with the performance. Performance levels were really high this evening, individually and as a team unit. I felt to a man we were outstanding because Dunfermline are a good side, and we found it incredibly difficult against Dunfermline, not just to win games but to create chances. Wasn't trying to be smart this evening with changing formation. I knew what can happen when it goes terribly wrong, but I looked at it and I thought, how do we change these games to show how good we are and create more opportunities and try and win the game? There's no guarantee we're going to win the game regardless of how well we played tonight, but we executed the game plan very well. I wanted to get as many good players on the park as I could, and I've left another 4 really good players out, and desperately unlucky, but you can only pick 11.
3 at the back. It obviously asks a huge amount of the 3 lads who have come in there, particularly O'Reilly, who comes in for his debut tonight. But it asks a lot of the whole team in terms of playing in the front foot, but knowing that you need to work as a whole unit. Talk us through how you felt that formation worked.
I thought it worked really well. Again, as I said, Davey, I wasn't trying to be the smart aleck and come here and to turn our rivals over like we did. I mean, I wanted to obviously try to win the game, but they're very good in wide areas, Dunfermline. They play really expansive football. I wanted to cover the wide areas. I've done that with Aidan and Smithy, both out of position. Kept our diamond in midfield because I feel dominating middle of the park's important, and we've got really good footballers. When you've got a striker like Jack Hamilton, you can play the one. If you don't have a Jack Hamilton, it's very difficult to play the one as a striker. I thought the back 3 were immense. I thought they were so calm and composed in possession and out of possession, and we limited Dunfermline to very few chances in the game. We half chances here and there. So as a team, it worked really well. I keep going about formations, but it ultimately comes down to your football players and how good they are. And we know we've got good players. We worked our socks off in that game. First half in particular, we got the ball back so quickly, and we forced Dunfermline into a lot of errors, the ball going at the park or giving us it back. A very disciplined performance. As good as it was in the eye, it was very disciplined.
Tell me about the ebb and flow of the game, because you draw attention there yourself to the first 45. It's as dominant a 45 as I've seen us play under your kind of tenure, I would say. There's always a kind of little bit of reticence for supporters who have been here many times over the years to think, can we go through the gears again in the second half? Is there going to be any hangover from maybe some chances that we could have and should have took in the first half, but after maybe a sticky 5 or 10 we find our groove again? How satisfying is that?
Yeah, very. We got the goals at good times as well. I think the first goal is important in derbies, especially when you look at the previous scorelines in this fixture this season. I always felt there was going to be another goal in the game. I just had to hope it was going to be for us. I always have the mindset of expecting the other team to score, so I always know we need another goal. Tonight, obviously, 1 was enough, but the game can change. Goals change games of football. When we get the second, then we get the third fairly soon after it, which kind of kills the game. And then obviously Kevin saves a huge moment as well, because if they score to go 3-1 with 10-12 minutes to go, it's game on again. Their tails go up and we can become a bit panicky. But look, I can't ask for any more of these guys at the moment tonight. That's 21 competitive games this season. We've lost 2. People sometimes don't actually realise how well they've done. We know it can turn really quickly. We stay calm, we stay focused, and we stay humble. It's really important. With success, I keep saying it, comes expectation, and also you become a target. We just keep moving.
3 different goal scorers tonight, and you mentioned humble. I think there's nobody more humble in the football club than Sam Stanton, who pops up. And we always say that Lou Vaughan loves a derby goal, but I think Sam Stanton's taking that crown off the top of his head. Yeah,
obviously that's 3 now for Sam. And deservedly so. I see it every day, and sometimes until you work with players you don't realise how good they are. Sam is a Rolls Royce in this division. He really is. We're so fortunate to have him. In my opinion, he shouldn't be in this division, but I'm delighted that he is. I'm delighted he's our player. He just trains away. He's so low maintenance, it's ridiculous. He's everything you want from a professional footballer. Works hard, doesn't give you any nonsense off the park, and he produces on the park, and that's all you can ask. Delighted he's here.
Tell me about the penalty kick. How did you see it? Have you had a chance to look at it back? We maybe didn't have the best angle in our commentary, but it didn't seem something that looked so obvious.
I saw it back. I didn't think it was a penalty. I was surprised when it was given, then I looked back and I was even more surprised. I think the referee's missed a handball probably a minute and a half before it, and maybe that plays on his mind. It's human nature. It's one of those moments. So yeah, I didn't think it was a penalty kick, to be honest, but I had full faith in Kevin. He's a 6'4" imposing figure in that goal. Do our homework, Davey. It's simple as that. Robbie Thompson deserves a huge amount of credit as well, because he's constantly on it, Kevin, about giving him information. And Kevin's a young goalkeeper. He's been here now 4 or 5 months. Fans love him, but I said to you at East Fife, I don't care how much the fans love him, he needs to produce, because he's our number one, and he had to believe he was going to be our number one and knuckle down, and he's done that. Again, a player that I can't ask for too much more.
I think it's probably a wee bit of a manager's cheat sheet when you have a look at my questions before I've actually asked them, but it was such a really important point that where we said supporters love cult characters but managers love winners, and the confidence was obvious in Kevin there, and that will ripple out across the league, won't it, when other teams have got to face him, thinking this boy's got belief.
Absolutely. He's tidied up a little bit as well. He's making right decisions, punching the ball when he needs to, collecting it where he can. His kicking's improving as well. All the little bits that make a really top goalie. He's a fantastic shot stopper. That was never in question, because we've seen it numerous times this season. But he's tidying up his general game, and he's understanding defenders' movements as well. And it was always going to take time for Kevin, because I kept saying that he's not played at this level very, very often or very much. He's going to get better. Again, another player that I wouldn't say we took a gamble on, because we knew how good he was, but another player that we were prepared to give time and prepared to work with him, and we'll keep doing it. We want to get him better and better. We want all these young guys to go on to bigger and better things. Now, if they do that, then great, and if they don't, then we'll keep going with them.
Talk to me about the celebration at the end there, the players across there, the management across there, coaching staff across there. I mean, I don't know how you bottle the absolute majesty of that moment of winning a derby, being in front of your fans who were in incredible voice throughout. What does that feel like, and what does it do for your own kind of heartstrings?
Yeah, the longer you're at a football club, and the more you win, and the more you immerse yourself in the history, and we had the Hall of Fame dinner on Tuesday. We're going to a Christmas period now where we try and help the local community. All these things are incredibly important. I keep saying it, we're all in this together. There'll be days when we'll all have to rally around each other and get ourselves going again, when it doesn't quite fall for us, or we get a bad decision and it doesn't quite work for us. So you have to enjoy the good times. You have to maintain your balance. You have to remember, there's another team that's lost a game of football. We all know how horrible that feels, but again, the fans tonight were magnificent. We've asked a lot of them this season. They keep turning out. We keep producing for them as well, which is great. So to come here for them in particular, and win 3-0, when for a couple of years before this, we've having, or a long time actually, hadn't won here. So delighted for them. It starts the weekend off brilliantly. We can all go and enjoy tomorrow's games. We can all enjoy the draw Sunday evening.
I was going to ask you a wee bit about that connection, in terms of, you think of the kind of onion analogy of you strip away layer and layer and layer, and you think, even us who have been around for many decades, do you ever actually get to the heart of what a football club's about? Are you surprised by the kind of depth of connection that's here, the depth of quality and the depth of feeling that we all have for Raith Rovers?
I wouldn't say I'm surprised by it. I'm loving it. I'm loving the connection that we're building, because I know how hard it was for Raith Rovers not long ago when they had that sticky situation, and I was an outsider, and I wasn't involved in it. But when I came in, I quickly realised how much it hurt the football club. We're trying to build bridges still. We've still got a long way to go. But they're seeing a good team in the park, and we're seeing fantastic backing off the park. It's a great mixture and a great recipe. We need to keep it going. We just need to keep pushing and keep pulling, and not get too ahead of ourselves. I know we've flown under the radar a little bit at the moment. It's a lot of talk about Dundee United, and they've done fantastically well. We just look to the next game, try and win. Tonight was a wee bit different because it's a Scottish Cup game, and if you're going to lose a game, it's probably one that we looked at and thought, well, if we're going to go out one of the competitions, it be this one. But now we've got a chance again, financially for the football club. Whoever we get, we've either got an opportunity to go through, or we get a big time and get some money.
This is where I give you a wee moment for you to clear your throat before you tell me anyone at home. So, Sunday's draw, what we're looking for?
Again, I've not really thought about it. I do want a home tie, obviously, because again, I go back to records, or not records, but keeping things going. We've lost one game in 24 home games. Again, people don't realise, and that was against Hamilton Accies when we...
One game in a calendar year, you texted me the other week there?
One game in a calendar year, yeah, and I'm delighted. We've not been home for the last 3 or 4 weeks, so that's kind of helped us get there. So I look at it further. Can we win the next 2 home games? Can we get to the end of the year without a defeat, which is in this league against teams that we're not playing against mugs or Mickey Mouse teams, we're playing against quality sides. Keep it going. The boys in there are so hungry and have got so much desire to keep going that we just have to keep working hard.
Well, one of the best bits of the role I've got in this wonderful football club that's been entrusted to me is that after nights like tonight, I get to simply say thank you on behalf of Raith Rovers supporters. Brilliant, we loved it. Take it into the dressing room for us.
Thanks. Cheers, Davey.